What's good, y'all? My name is Marco. That's the weirdest fucking intro I ever did lately. It's a lot more different than what's good, bitches? My name is Spectre, motherfucker. How you motherfuckers doing? It's your fast step Uncle Neon. Yeah, no, to informally introduce myself, my name is Marco. Colors ain't really helping my case. Whatever though. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. It's November 30th by the time I'm recording this. So yeah, for the first video I kind of want to do, I'm going to talk about my past job at PetSmart, because it was good. Like, it was good, but then it all just went to shit, like, at the halfway point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was there for over a year. It was a lot better than my last job before then, which was Chuck E. Cheese. Funny story, though. I call it Chuck E. Cheese now. I had nothing against the people I've worked with at Chuck E. Cheese, more the fact that the very culture of it seems a little overbearing and a little bit strangling in my case. And if you had seen, like, any of my earlier videos, I was a fat fuck back then, dude. Because, you know, there's nothing else to eat but fucking pizza, dude. So starting from the beginning, like after all that Chuck E. Cheese nonsense, I had started around August of 2016. It was pretty good at the time. I was stumbling a bit, but I got the hang of it all. Then around, I want to say October, I started school, and then, you know, it was still pretty good. Like, I was still able to fit my schedule around. Like, I started at 6 a.m., got out at 10 a.m., pretty good. 4 hours, like, legit every other day. Yeah, it was every other day. It was a pretty good deal, you know? I was going to school, I was working, I was making good money. But around that time, I met this guy. He was working with me. He was a new hire. We had gotten off pretty well. I'm gonna call him Dutch. Dutch was a okay worker. He was more like under the radar type, you know what I mean? But he was the only one my age I saw. So I decided, hey, what's good, man? You know, like we were talking a little bit. He was in a few of my FullSNeon videos. I'm not gonna show him. So yeah, we were talking for a few months. Work wasn't really that important, because it was just work at the moment, you know, because, you know, I was more focused on my social life. Work was like, okay, work was good, you know, work was like, yeah. So I had all this time and energy to focus on these friendships. I say friendships because around legit last year, December, he had robbed me of $150, $160, and also my car broke down. So I had nothing to my name at the beginning of 2017. So, yeah. That happened. He done went and disappeared for a while. Here I was angry, legit swearing revenge. Like, if I ever saw him again, I'd probably kick his ass or something. But really, I probably wouldn't, dude. I'm too much of a pacifist. And if I did, I'd probably just turn the other cheek. And if he came after me, then there would be a little bit of a problem. But, you know, I think we all just kind of want to move on from this. So, you know, I was working my way back up for a while until, I want to say March or April. Things started to get a little better, and it felt good. But two of my favorite managers were about to quit at the time, and this was around May. We were all a little, like, heartbroken. We were all a little, like, what's going to happen after this, you know what I mean? Because they were essentially the glue to this whole community called PetSmart. Both of these managers, I want to call them Manager 1 and Manager 2. Nobody ever saw them again, and, yeah. That legit marked the beginning of the end right there. That's when we got the new management. The management that literally sent everyone into chaos. So, I was in the grooming salon for a little bit because I was also a bather at the time. It was pretty good. I was making good tips. And, you know, everything was right in the world, you know? I was one of the best bathers, or, you know, so other people say. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but, you know, other people have said, you're a pretty damn good bather, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. But, as soon as the new assistant manager came in, that's when it all went to hell. He was apparently a really sexist motherfucker, and I'm just gonna call him Lobster Boy. That's what we all used to call him. I think they still call him that now. So Lobster Boy came in. Nobody really knew who he was. Nobody really knew that much about him, other than, you know, he had worked at Red Lobster. Personally, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he looked a little creepy. He had this aura of just, like, malice. I tried to see past that. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, see if, like, you know, let me get to know you a little bit better. Or, you know, not get to know, or just like, let's not have any beef, you know what I mean? And I just want to do my job. So I think we had established that, but he started coming to me saying, hey, can you open up your availability? And I'm like, I'll have to see, because I'm also a college student. I got to reserve days for, you know, my education. So, you know, I couldn't. But he kept badgering me about it. He kept saying, hey, can you open up your availability? I'm like, sorry, I can't, dude. I'm really sorry, I cannot. He's like, well, you have to. Those are truck days. And truck days, we, like, you know, we get big-ass trucks to, like, put away everything. New stuff to put away everything. But, you know, I had certain classes on those days. So, you know, he kept, like, giving me threats and everything. And I'm like, look, I can't have those days, dude. Like, I can't take those days off. So what he decided was, fuck it, override it. Override my whole availability, put me on the day that I'm supposed to be at school. And this was from 2 a.m. to 12 a.m. No, not 12 a.m., 12 p.m. So this was a really long time, and I was gonna miss like 2 classes. So I went and talked to him, and I'm like, look, I can't work that day. I mean, I can work till 6, but that's about it. And he said, okay, fine, I'm gonna work till 6. Though at the very last minute, he went and canceled it all. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I get to go to school nonetheless. That day before, I was working Rawhide. It was a complete blind spot. No cameras, no people coming in because it was morning, nothing. So as I was working Rawhides, I hear, hey, it all worked out, huh? Or something like that. And I'm like, what? I see Lobster Boy rushing towards me, fucking, it all worked out, didn't it? Like that. Slaps my shoulder and then just fucks off. I'm like, huh, yeah, I have Asperger's. I don't like being touched. Like, that's the truth. I don't like being touched. So when he did that, it felt more like, you know, don't you ever fucking do this to me again. I will fuck your life up. Or something like that. You know what I mean? That's how I took it. Because that was a really passive-aggressive path. I was like that. I was a little scared. But I was like, whatever, dude. Hopefully, that won't happen again. A few weeks go by. I'm visiting my family in New Mexico. Once I come back, I find out that I'm not in the grooming salon anymore. I'm like, okay, well, I might have to, you know, get that settled with everybody. Get that settled with my salon manager and get that settled with Lobster Boy. I go and try and get it settled, but they essentially, like, just toss me around back and forth. I talk to my salon manager says, talk to Lobster Boy. Talk to Lobster Boy says, talk to the salon manager. And I'm like, okay, well, nothing's happening. The salon manager says, go talk to him again. I go back to Lobster Boy and he says, oh, well, you're not allowed to go back because you were doing homework. And I'm like, what? No, I wasn't. That was the boldest lie I have ever heard come out of his mouth. You were doing homework. I don't have physical homework. Like, what college has physical homework these days? All my shit was online. And it's not like I could do it over my phone, too. I was bathing dogs. I have to keep it in a safe place so it won't get wet. I shrug it off. I go back to the salon manager, ask the salon manager, what? And she's all like, well, one of the groomers said that you were doing homework. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I was writing stuff down. So she said, okay, well, let's set up a meeting where we can all get this settled straight away, where we're all here and nobody has to toss you back and forth like a backdoor whore. And that's what we did. But unfortunately, things just took a horrendous turn for the worse because it was the most useless meeting ever. Because what happened was, essentially, Lobster Boy was there, and he's all like, okay, so here's why you're not going to go back to the grooming salon. You were doing homework. He stuck with that for some reason. And he said you were on your phone. That I'm not going to deny. But here's what I am going to say. I have my phone out in the ending hours when we're about to close, when we're cleaning up, when there are no dogs to be bathed, when it's just only me and another groomer. I put on my phone for music. I put it in my pocket. I just let the music play. And I clean. Pretty damn good, actually. Because guess what? I go in the fucking kennels and I deep clean that shit. I thought, you know, I was going above and beyond for the store. To the best of my abilities, anyway. Lobster Boy didn't see that. He said, you were on your phone. You're not supposed to be writing anything down. Like, legit anything. You can't write anything. You can't even write anything down on a piece of paper unless it's a progress report, which are, you know, those little, like, pamphlets they give you, and they tell you how your dog did. So he just kept going on down the list of why I was never going back there, and the salon manager didn't really do anything either. She just kind of said, well, I'm going to try and see what I can do, but your priority is the store. That I could understand. Lobster Boy, he's just you know, like, you're not going back because you did homework, you were writing shit down, and you had your phone out. I thought, you know, the good outweighed the bad, but no, I guess not. After that, I'm just like, whatever, dude. I come to find out, like, months later, that they've been going back and forth with new bathers. And they've been putting new cashiers as bathers as well. They couldn't have called me, someone with experience, someone who people can actually vouch for me, say, he's actually a pretty good bather. He cleans the kennels pretty damn well, with magic erasers and all. But no, they just replace me as quietly as they can. Hope I don't notice. I did. And I was pissed off about that. There wasn't really anything I could do either. So I'm just like, fuck it. This was around August of this year. That was when I was broken. I was pissed off. I stopped making videos for the most part. I tried, but I never found the motivation. I was stuck. I was trapped. and I was alone and afraid. I had a drug problem really bad because I just wanted to cope. I just wanted to cope with this, this immense stress. I had gotten myself into this cage, and now I couldn't get out. Whenever I wasn't working, I was smoking like till the fucking pigs come home, like 24/7, just, you know what I mean? My emotions were muted out. I couldn't feel, I couldn't do anything. Like, I was numb. Though there were a few attempts to try and leave. I wanted to transfer to another store. I wanted to, you know, go back into bathing. They had a few bathing positions, but unfortunately I couldn't get to it in time. Around October, I had told the new store manager, I'm gonna call her new store manager. I had told her about Lobster Boy, about literally everything that happened, about how corrupt he was. She seemed like she listened, but nothing was ever done. For some reason, he would always somehow get away with it. Though I did hear that, you know, he was on his final write-up. So I don't know. If anybody in that store actually sees this video, this is my whole story. This is all about Lobster Boy right here. I personally do blame him for me leaving for 6 months of pure depression and drug problems. I'm doing a lot better now. Like, I'm not smoking as much. But yeah, no, this is just shit that I gotta get off my chest. And yeah, no. Around November 23rd, Thanksgiving, is when I finally quit. They originally wanted me to do an exit interview, but I couldn't. Because I feel like somehow, some way, there would be one final retaliation. Somehow, some way. I don't know how. Some way, though. So I snuck out. I snuck out on my last day when I was supposed to do the interview. And that's it. That was the end of PetSmart for me. It was good. And I would totally... Honestly, I would totally go back to PetSmart. I would totally go back. Just not with Lobster Boy. While Lobster Boy's still there, I will never go back. So, that's my story on why I left PetSmart. I just need to get this off my chest, in all honesty, because fuck, dude. I was a broken man. I'm still putting the pieces back together, but other than that, I think I'm doing a little bit better. I know some of y'all are probably going to be thinking, oh, what are you going to be doing now? Well, I'll manage somehow. Right now, I don't want to be working any retail jobs for now, because I need some time to recuperate, to regather myself. I think this is a pretty good first video for FullSNeon IRL. What has FullSNeon become, anyway? Fucking... It's become its own fictional universe, is what it's become. Its own fictional story. I just need, you know, the resources to put this shit together. Like, to finish finding Neon. I mean, as of right now, I'm working on making an RPG for it. So, I'll be updating y'all with that. Should be pretty fun. To everyone at PetSmart who's watching this, thank you all for being so kind. You all completely drown out Lobster Boy's negativity. If you all enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment. I'm going to start, you know, putting more of my daily life on here. And, yeah, no. I hope you guys have a great day. Y'all peace. Merry Christmas.